Do you often feel that you don't have enough content to post on social media? That your business is not growing because you are not active enough and your followers are not converting to paying clients? Things might not be as bad as they seem. Repurposing is an easy way how to make sure that you are posting consistently without spending hours on creating new content. And in this video, we will look exactly at how to do that. Hi there, welcome to my channel. If we haven't met yet, I'm Simona, and on this channel I share social media tips and marketing strategies for interior designers and homestagers. This video is about a topic that I could talk about for hours. You know that saying, work smarter, not harder? Repurposing content is exactly about that. Making repurposing a part of your content strategy allows you to free up time that you would otherwise spend on social media, so you can focus on something else. If you already repurpose content, let me know in the comments and share your favorite ways how to get the most out of your content. In today's video, we will at first look at what repurposing actually is, what kind of content is suitable for repurposing, some tips on how to make repurposing a part of your content strategy, and finally, I will also share some repurposing ideas that you most probably can already use today. Let's get started. Now, when I talk about repurposing content, I don't mean just reposting content again and again. Instead, think of it as a way of recycling your content in new formats and presenting it to new audiences. One of the biggest benefits of repurposing is that it can save you time. Let's say that you wrote a great blog post for your website, for example about best materials for open plan kitchens. Without having to create completely new content, you can take that blog post and simply reshape it into different pieces. Let's say 5 or 6 posts for social media, a newsletter for your subscribers, or even a freebie to download. You can also repost it as a LinkedIn article or turn it into a script for a YouTube video. Reposting your content on various platforms will extend the reach of your content, as there are likely different people following you on different platforms. And when it comes to platforms like YouTube or LinkedIn, your content will be searchable weeks or even months after you post it. Another benefit of repurposing is increasing engagement. This is when you reuse content that worked well, for example your Instagram posts. What kind of content is suitable for repurposing? A good starting point is to look at your most popular posts first. In case of Instagram posts, you can go to Instagram Insights and look up which posts were most liked and shared in a set period. For blog posts, look at those that were most popular among your readers. Depending on whether your website is running on WordPress, Squarespace, or Wix, you might find these data in Google Analytics or your website analytics tools. Once you identified which content pieces you want to repurpose, think about how you can expand on them or adapt them to different platforms. There might be also new information that you might want to add, or ways how to make this content more interactive and engaging, for example by turning it into a story quiz or a this or that post. Now, here's a rule to remember. Always tailor your content to the platform that you are posting it on. For instance, short videos might work great on Instagram, TikTok, and Pinterest, while longer videos, for example an Instagram Live, will be better suited for a YouTube channel. Also, when scheduling your content, be mindful of what times your audience is most active on each platform. Before we look at actual examples of content that you can repurpose, here are some tips to make sure that repurposing is a solid part of your content marketing workflow. Let your analytics guide you on which posts perform the best. I've already touched on this, but it's worth repeating. Try to pick content pieces that already perform well, whether that's a number of views for blog posts or a lot of engagement and interaction in case of Instagram posts. Then think about how you can use this content in new ways, whether it's making it more engaging or introducing it to a new audience on a different platform. Make sure that you don't post repurposed content pieces too closely together. If you have just posted, let's say, a link to your blog post on your Instagram feed, do not repost it too soon again. Give it some breathing room and see how it performs first. Having said that, it's a good idea to create several posts for each blog post and have them lined up and scheduled to be published after a couple of months. But if you post the same content too soon, your social media followers might wonder why you are duplicating your posts and might be less interested in following your profile. Always make your repurposed content relevant to a specific platform. Not every piece of content is suited for all platforms. A fun blog post might work better for Instagram posts than it would for LinkedIn, for example. So, whatever content you are planning to repurpose, always consider which platform you are posting on and what makes this particular content relevant for each platform. Slot in repurposing into content pillars that you need to cover. If you want to be posting consistently on Instagram, it's a good practice to have a couple of content pillars or themes that you repeat week after week. This eliminates the need of having to think about what to post and makes it easier to plan your content in advance. Your content pillars or themes can be before and after transformations, design tips and inspiration, your story, or whatever else fits your brand. Now, when you are thinking about repurposing, you can be strategic about how you can cover certain themes or pillars with repurposed content instead of creating more content from scratch. To keep track of your social media content, it pays off to have a content calendar for at least a month ahead. And by the way, if you haven't watched our previous video about how to plan 3 months of content in advance, make sure you watch that next. Get your repurposed content be seen by more people by staggering the posting times. The thinking behind repurposing content is that if your posts perform well with your audience, you want to show them to your new followers and those who haven't seen it the last time. You can do this by both reposting the same content on the same platform, let's say an Instagram post that was very popular, and reposting it several months after the first time, but also by posting it on an entirely new platform, let's say Facebook or LinkedIn. The time when most of your followers are active might differ from platform to platform, so it's good to keep that in mind when scheduling your content. You can use schedulers like Planoly or Later, and in case of Pinterest Tailwind, to schedule the content at the most optimal times if you don't want to be posting everything manually. Use templates to save time and to refresh the look of your repurposed content. One thing you might want to limit is to use a visual that looks exactly the same the first time you posted it. Sure, you could post it with a different caption this time, but you can also easily modify it by adding a text overlay or slotting it into a graphic template. I love using Canva for all kinds of graphics, as it takes really just a couple of clicks to recreate something into a new piece of content. You can also easily add in your branding and make sure that the sizing is right for all your platforms. Okay, now that you know why you should be repurposing content and how to get started, let's look at some examples that you can use in your interior design business. I bet that there are at least a couple of ideas that you can already try, no matter whether you are a seasoned designer or a recent graduate just fresh out of the design school. The first one is repurposing your blog into a newsletter. Email marketing is still one of the best ways how to sell your design services, but producing a newsletter every week can take a lot of time. So no wonder that so many designers put it on a back burner. But the thing is, you don't have to create all your newsletters from scratch. A great blog post can be easily repackaged as a newsletter. By the same token, you can break up a blog post into good chunks of content for several Instagram posts. Just remember to modify the wording a little bit and expand on some aspects to make it more valuable. Create a carousel post with photos that have a similar theme. You can easily repurpose themed content with a fresh new angle as a carousel post, whether it's kitchen remodels, bedrooms, loft conversions, whatever you have in your portfolio. Don't forget to add a call to action and your contact details on the last page of your carousel to encourage your followers to visit and follow your profile. Turn a blog post into a YouTube video or short videos for Instagram. Still on the topic of blogs, you can create great video scripts to connect and engage with your followers just by rewriting your blog posts. This could be short Instagram reels or longer YouTube videos, whatever you feel comfortable with. And if you don't feel like putting yourself in front of the camera, remember that video is a great opportunity to show your personality and make your brand come alive, so to speak. Do you have a freebie or some sort of a guide on your website? For example, how to make the most out of a small kitchen, or the things to keep in mind when planning a remodel. Use it to create multiple social media posts. Freebies or lead magnets are a must to build your email list, but it can be also perfect to use as information-packed social media posts. Bonus points if you pin them on Pinterest, so they bring more traffic to your website. Turn content from your blog posts into a downloadable PDF. Another one about freebies. If you don't have a lead magnet on your website, your blog post might be a great material to create one. Just think about how you can provide value to your website visitors, so they are motivated to sign up. You can use a variety of formats to promote your freebie on social media, from a static post to reels where you direct people to download it from your landing page. Repackage your past videos as short reels. Whether you make a how-to tutorial, host an Instagram or Facebook Live, or have a video from an event that you attended, repurposing it as an Instagram reel is a great way to create awareness of your brand. The same goes for if you were a guest on a podcast. You can create short snippets to create more interest around your brand. Repost your blog posts as LinkedIn articles. Now, LinkedIn audiences are different from blog readers. So if you are repurposing a blog post from your website to LinkedIn, take the time to tweak the text so it's appealing to LinkedIn audiences. Think about how your topics relate to the professionals and adjust your headlines and hooks. This could be something like how to create a perfect home office or 5 trends in office design that even small companies can use. Create a roundup of blog posts with a similar theme. Have you created a number of blog posts around the same theme? You can easily condense them to create a new blog post with key highlights from each piece. This will encourage your readers to stay on your website longer and get to know your brand better. Repost your popular Instagram posts with new captions. If you had a high-performing post that a lot of people saved, one of the best things that you can do to boost your Instagram engagement is to recreate it and show it to your newer followers. You can repackage your Instagram posts with new wording and test other things to get even more engagement out of it. For example, you can add emojis, try a different call to action, try a different opening hook, or post it on a different day. Create social media graphics with quotes from your blog posts or videos. Using quotes from your blog posts or videos is a pretty easy way how to drive attention to your content while repurposing what you already have. Make your graphics really eye-catching in Canva and use templates to keep the branding consistent. You can also use your project photos as background images and add the quote as an overlay. Turn client case studies into blog posts and social media content. Case studies tell a story of how you created something beautiful and functional from the client brief. They are one of the best kinds of social proof you could have for your business, as they are a proof of your talent and what you can do. But you don't have to stop just at publishing them on your website. You can turn your case studies into blog posts with more storytelling. Then go a step further and turn them into reels and before and after posts on Instagram. Pick your best images and highlight the key takeouts from the project to bring the results even more into the spotlight. Well, that was a lot of information, wasn't it? I hope that this video made it easier for you to start repurposing your content. It's really one of the best tactics in content creation that you can adopt. Not only will it save you time, but you can also increase your engagement and grow your following, as your best performing content will be shown to new audiences. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. You can also share it with someone else in your network. There are still many designers out there who could find our videos helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you next time. I'm Simona, and on this channel I social. Repurposing carton. What's a carton? Repurposing content is exactly about that.